Anyway, we also have some news from the set or the investigation of Rust. Of course, that being the set on which Alec Baldwin did not pull the trigger on the gun that spontaneously shot Helena Hutchins and director Joel Souza. The production company has been hit with a nearly $140,000 fine by the New Mexico Occupational Health and Safety Bureau for, quote, willful and serious violation of workplace safety procedures. It is the maximum fine allowable by law. The Bureau says there is more than sufficient evidence to show that if standard industry safety practices were followed, the fatal shooting would not have occurred. The report concludes that Rust Movie Productions LLC's management knew that firearm safety procedures were not being followed on set and demonstrated plain indifference to employee safety by failing to review work practices and take corrective action. The investigation this investigation and this action is totally separate from the investigation by the Santa Fe County Sheriff and District Attorney's Office. That criminal investigation remains ongoing, but both the young armorer Hannah Gutierrez and Alec Baldwin are claiming exoneration based on this report. Gutierrez's lawyer says this report shows it was the production management that failed to follow safety standards. Gutierrez's lawyer also says that she was not provided with adequate time and resources to do her job effectively, despite her voiced concerns. Alec Baldwin also saying he's exonerated because according to his lawyer, who released a statement, because this report makes clear that Alec Baldwin believed the gun held only dummy rounds, and the report recognizes that Baldwin's authority on the production was limited to approving script changes and creative casting. Now, I'm a little more sympathetic to Gutierrez's defense than Baldwin's, not to say that I think Gutierrez is exonerated in full either, but as far as we understand, she wasn't handling the gun at the time, as was Alec Baldwin and the assistant director who handed it to him. And perhaps she's correct that she just had too many responsibilities and didn't fulfill her responsibility with this particular gun. That's plausible, or at least more plausible to me than Baldwin saying, well, this proves that I believed the gun had dummy rounds in it. Well, if I believe that the chamber is empty on my handgun and I point it at someone and pull the trigger and it's not, I have committed a crime. So what you believe is certainly less important than what actually happened. Mm-hmm. And second, regardless of whether he was formally in charge of safety as a producer on the movie or not, he's still part of the production team implicated. To me, this is sort of like saying, well, I was just in the getaway car. I didn't rob the bank. I didn't drive the car. I was just in the getaway car. That might be better than some other people, but you're not clean. You're still part of the team that committed the crime.
I don't think they're worried about the legality of this. I think they're trying to exonerate themselves from like their own burden of guilt.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe it's just...
I would never thought anything legally was going to happen to either of them.
Well, it does seem less and less likely. That said, despite both parties claiming their exoneration, the Santa Fe Sheriff and DA have not done that. They have not criminally cleared anybody, and the investigation remains ongoing. But the farther we get away from this, the harder it is to believe they have criminal charges forthcoming, you know?